Hello, welcome back to my little shop here. I must apologise for the untidiness. I haven't had a chance to vacuum the floor, let alone mop it. It's sort of just get the one car done and move on to the next. So I've got a car waiting outside now to bring in place of this one when I'm finished here. So what have we got? We've got the little car with the big six, Austin Healey. They're famous for having the big engine, the little body, inline six-cylinder. So this car's pretty special in terms of it having been mostly restored by the owner. So the owner's pretty particular with the appearance of the car and how it's been rebuilt. And so he's been pretty particular about what he wants to protect the car with. So it's unusual for me to do them, but he has requested a coating, and so that's what we've done. I would not normally put a coating on a car such as this. In fact, I haven't done a coating in about 5 years, but I am certified by a couple of companies, Max Protect and 22 PLE, through the Australian distributor here, who happens to be the Swissfax distributor. And so while I was spending a week over there in Perth about 5 years ago now, I also did some training and certification with them as well. So so if you know a lot of the work that I do, you know that I don't do coatings very much, and like I just said, 5 years was the last one I did one. A lot of the cars I have come through here are cars such as this, so they get touched a lot, whether it be by the owner, whether it be at a show, whether it be at your local Cars and Coffee. So it's always got people around them and touching them, etc. So the reason being, look, coatings have their place, but the main reason why I don't use them, well, one of the main reasons is because if you get a mark on them, that's it. It's game over. You have to take it off, start again. You can't fix a coating once it's marked, and they do mark. You have to be very vigilant with how you look after the coating, because you can't leave anything on there because you can't fix it. So if you get a piece of sap or a bit of bird poo or anything along those lines, you have to be very vigilant because you can't leave it on there. They're resistant to that sort of stuff, but they aren't bulletproof. So they're certainly not bulletproof to scratches either. So if you get a mark, you've got to take it off and start again, and that's a lengthy process. So that's one of the main reasons. The other reason is also, if you've got to be vigilant with looking after them, which you do if you want them to last. You also, in general terms, I encourage people to be vigilant with their cars in general. So if you are vigilant with your care, in terms of looking after it, keeping it washed and maintained correctly, and then with the upkeep as well, either it be by me or through your own means, you can keep a car with a wax on it in just as good a condition as you can one with a coating. The upside being, if you get a mark, you can repair it quite simply and easily, and then throw your wax back on and you're done. So that's the reason why I tend to stick with waxes as opposed to coatings. Coatings are quite good if you don't care about getting a mark on your car, and you're just after what they call the hydrophobic properties of a coating. And the fact that they are a little bit easier to wash sometimes. If it's been in a heavy rain, then you still need to wash it the same way you would with a car that didn't have a coating on it. So look, there are a lot of pros and cons for both, but the amount of effort it does take to look after a coating and maintain them properly, I might add, it sort of outweighs the prospect of having to start again if you get a mark on it. So that being said, this car did have quite a few marks on it to begin with. So it had just been looked after, but it just had a lot of marks on it just from, it's been on the road for a while now, and so haven't been wiped down or washed, etc. Cars get marks on them. That's another thing. Eventually cars do get marks. You want to after a year or so get rid of those marks. You're still left with that awkward position of trying to get the coating off. But Greg's understands that, so we're going to go and hope forward now and hope that we can keep the marks off it as best we can. So that comes through good techniques. So yeah, the car had quite a number of marks on it when it got here, but we've gone over and give it a pretty good going over with the buff. It's not 100% perfect. You know, you've still got to be within the realm of what people expect and what people want to spend, because when it comes to correcting paint, when it's got a fair bit of marks on it, it does take time, and it takes obviously cost into the equation. So yeah, a lot of correcting has gone on, but you could do more. But it's fairly good for the all intensive purposes of what we wanted to achieve with the car. The main problem was there was a big bird dropping here on the bonnet, which we needed to get rid of, and some scratches and things. There are some deeper scratches, unfortunately, that in a couple of areas that cannot quite be removed. But overall, the difference between how it was and what it's like now is there is a remarkable improvement. So the colour itself is quite a deep red. It's a very beautiful red, as you can see, but it's actually a Holden colour. So I've actually owned a car in this particular colour before, red hot, or sting red as they call it. It's quite striking with the factory white. It's beautiful, it really is. So credit to Greg, who's done a lot of the bodywork himself and preparing the car through stages of its restoration, and then obviously you got it painted and it's come up $1 million. It looks beautiful. So again, if you have a car such as this that you would like prepared for sale or prepared for show or just tidied up in general, or restored or rejuvenated, happy to hear from you. Get in contact with me, because yeah, like I've always say, looking after this particular sort of car is different, and yeah, it takes a little bit different approach, which I quite like the challenge. So and if you do want to put a coating on it, we can discuss the options, but in terms of risk versus reward, I always tend to lean towards the wax side of things with a car like this, because it's very easy to get a mark out when you need to. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with the shot of this beautiful car. And oh, by the way, I only did the outside, we didn't do the inside. But I'll leave you with a shot of this beautiful car. And until next video, thanks, and see you next time.